When was the last time you felt like being bored? You felt like life is boring. That's why you think like you have to listen to the podcast not to be bored, or you have to scroll. You have to turn on something to have some noise so that you are not being bored. I like being bored, I like to have pauses in between events. I like to experience life without constant noise. And actually nowadays you can see people being, entertained all the time by something, even when they walk, like when they cross the road. This is like the worst thing actually, I think, because it's dangerous for both people crossing the road and all around, So when I see people walking like this, it feels like they are not even being present. They are not even being there. It's just they're walking, their bodies are walking, without their mind being there, without being aware of what's going on around. And it's all because they don't want to be bored. When I drive and see people like this, the first thing that comes to my mind is like, oh, those walking dead, like all zombies again, Because I mean, also people when they walk this way, they are very clumsy and they can't really like walk properly, and they also like hit everything around. They can bump into you without people noticing. Yeah, so people wanted to be entertained. Instead they became like unaware walking creatures, because it's so also not natural to walk and read something or to walk. So people want to be entertained all the time. I mean, walking in general is a good thing, but walking and reading something at the same time is the most unnatural thing you can imagine. And why is that happening? Why people cannot stand pauses? Also everywhere, like actually when I started YouTube, I saw that everybody is making YouTube with a high speed, because otherwise it's boring for people. And I thought that maybe I should also do like this, and I try to cut all the pauses and also put my videos on higher speed. And now I'm not doing it anymore, because I think it's not natural. I think it looks artificial, and now with the rise of artificial intelligence, it only makes it more artificial. So, but people get bored. People cannot stand a few seconds of silence. People cannot stand walking without entertaining themselves, or doing anything without being entertained and being busy, because it's like a drug, Our brain wants to have more and more input, more and more impressions, and they should be exciting, to the point that normal life doesn't feel exciting anymore, because in normal life nothing is stimulating your brain so much, so intense. Okay, there are a few moments in your life where maybe you were experiencing something really intense, like flying with a parachute, or fast driving, or motorbike, or making love, best moments. You know, there are some intense moments in our lives, but usually our everyday life is supposed to be a boring thing. But nowadays, people can hardly stand normal life because they got used to be stimulated like crazy, and everything which is not stimulating them as much feels boring. I think we should embrace being boring. I think we should embrace boredom in general. Look at this. I think life is not boring at all as it is. And the more we are stimulating our brains to a natural levels, the more real life seems to be feels empty, not intense enough. So if you want to come back to the roots, if you want to start enjoying your life again without all this noise, then you actually need to get rid of it. Go out to the nature and just get a little bit bored. I hope this video was boring enough for you to maybe get this feeling of how natural life feels like. How it should feel if it's new for you, if you are very young and you got used to intensive, extensive overload of impressions to the point that your mind is so stimulated and you're hooked and you want more, and it's like a drug. You know, those people walking dead on the streets, I don't think they're fixing some important thing or they have a business they have to fix at this moment. I think they're just being hooked and cannot stand themselves and life itself, because life feels so empty and they feel so empty without the amount of intense impressions on the phone. How about you? Do you like getting bored from time to time? I mean, how can you call this? How can you get bored in the nature? I mean, there's something going on, but you have to be present to even start enjoying it. On this channel, I talk a lot about building freedom in life. And one of those freedoms is to be free from all the drugs, you know, including your phone, including any kind of impressions that you think you need, including any kind of substances that you think you need. Freedom of mind is when you can be present and it's not boring. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. Do you think that we should go back to the roots and get a little bit bored from time to time? And it's for the better, because by eliminating being bored, I think we got rid of something very important, or being able to enjoy simple life at the pace which is natural, with pauses. Can you handle this video with pauses I'm making? I'm not going to cut anything out. I just let it be. I don't put it on the speed. I used to do, being 6 years on this channel, and at the beginning I really thought that it's how it should be. But with the rise of artificial intelligence, I realized that we should stick to what is human. We should stick to what is natural even more than before. It just, this awareness came even more. If you like this video, maybe you will like another one. Hope to see you there. And hope it was boring enough.